This summer I did a tour of Scotland in my van, from the Isle of Skye all the way down to Arbroath. Whilst there, I stayed at a place called Gairloch Harbour and saw what is the house of my dreams. It was at this point that I decided to pick up rocks and sand and bits of wood from every beach and windswept harbour, lay-by, corner, little cliff of Scotland that I stayed at, take them all back to Garstang, and when I've got some time, build a 1/12 scale exact copy of that house that I saw in Gairloch Harbour and build it in the garden for Joe. What a place though, the views are absolutely stunning, and this was like everywhere I stopped, the views just took your breath away. I cut out templates for the front of the house and the gable ends. I then cut out some chicken wire fencing to act as a mini rebar to give the wall some strength. Then it's just a case of mixing up some cement, putting it on top of the template covering the chicken wire. I then shape the cement as it dries and touch up any area that needs it. I found it's easier to make a wet mix rather than a dry one, and then leave the wall for 2 or 3 days to cure. But as it's curing, just take a knife, scrape away any excess or bits that you're not too sure of. I found a good sized piece of wood on the beach near Inverness. I knew from making a picture frame a while back that I'd get enough wood to make the windows, the door frame and the front door. It had been stained by the sea and was just starting to rot at one end, but the majority of it was okay. So it was onto the table saw with a rip blade fitted to chop it down to more manageable chunks and sizes. I can get about 10mm is the safest I can cut to on the big saw. And then after that it's down to the mini table saw to get things down to size and cut them to what I need them to be. The window frames are made much larger so I can sand them down to fit in the hole nice and snug with a bit of Gorilla Glue. The rocks are the main reason for the idea I had to make this. Scotland's heaving with awesome quartz, agates and granites. I wanted the rocks to glisten in the rain and the sun and see the beauty within them. So it was on to the tile saw. The house I am trying to copy has windowsills and 2 unpainted gable ends. You can't see the rocks on the windows, but you can on the gables. So my only real change to the house was to show more rocks. The one gable end is stuffed full of cut and half polished rocks, and the windowsills each have rocks rather than wooden windowsills. And that's what I wanted to see, really. So it was onto the tile saw and then cut them down to size. The roof was always going to be the hard part. Not only am I dealing with the normal slope of the roof, but there's three smaller roofs. I made a cardboard template first to get their angles, and then made the plywood base from this template. If I had just 50 pence from each wrong angle I cut, I'd be a very, very, very rich man. The last house had wooden slates, painted to look like slates. This one is having moulded slates made out of cement. The mould can knock out 100 slate-stroke tiles at a time. It's a new idea to me. You can buy real slates at 1/12 scale, but it would have cost about £100 to do the whole roof. The cement idea was good, but the tiles are really fragile. I think I had 2 mixes where the cement was strong enough to stick and not crack. But it turned out great in the end. Good coat of varnish at the end of it. Quick top tip for you: get that cardboard from Aldi. Comes in massive sheets. It's used to cover Coca-Cola bottles and stuff like that. They just bin it. If you ask nicely, they'll give it away. The final job to do was just to put the LED flashings on around the roof and varnish the tiles, put the solar lights in, and there you have it. 1/12 scale harbour house from Gairloch Harbour, Scotland.